Good Friday morning to you. As we begin this Friday and this journey together, I'd like for us to talk about the Sabbath. Where I grew up in the Deep South, the Sabbath on Sunday, we young men were encouraged. You could not play football, basketball. You could not do any sports or athletics because it was considered a blasphemy that you should spend all of your time thinking and praying and reading God's Word and meditating, and that the Sabbath should be used only for thinking pure and holy thoughts and guiding yourself in how you could become a better person for Jesus Christ. Also grew up in that era where when boys and girls went swimming, boys and girls couldn't swim together. Boys would swim with the boys and girls would swim with the girls because our leaders thought that it was too lustful if we had boys and girls swimming together, that it might lead us into sin. Looking back on it, our leaders were well-intentioned but so misguided on being able to talk about health and how to have respect and how to have discipline and how to use the Spirit of God in living normally and healthily with each other. And it all revolves around the understanding of the Sabbath day and to keep it holy. Many of us have taken the Hebrew concept of the Sabbath to the extreme in our Christian faith. Listen to Mark's Gospel, the second chapter, beginning with verses 23. It says, "On the Sabbath day, as Jesus was walking through some grain fields, his disciples began to break off the heads of grain and ate them raw, right off of the field, off of the pods. But the Pharisees said to Jesus, 'Look, why are they breaking the law by harvesting grain on the Sabbath?'" Because, see, the Sabbath talks about working for profit and harvesting, planting, cultivating grain. Jesus said to them, "Haven't you ever read in the Scriptures what David did when he and his companions were hungry? He went into the house of God during the days when Abiathar was the high priest, and he broke the law by eating the sacred loaves of bread that only the priests are allowed to eat in the outer holy of holies. He also gave some to his companions." And Jesus said this, listen to what he says, "The Sabbath was made to meet the needs of people and not people to meet the requirements of the Sabbath. So the Son of Man is Lord even over the Sabbath." What Jesus was telling these leaders is, you have made something holy and sacred and you've desecrated it. You've taken something that God wanted to be holy, to teach mankind about building himself up, to present himself as an offering of God, and you've made it a legal system of do's and don'ts. He said, look at David. Look what David did. Even David's companions and fellow soldiers, when they were hungry on the Sabbath, broke the pods of the wheat and ate it raw. And the Pharisees would have said that they were harvesting. That's what they said about Jesus' disciples. They were working by harvesting. Is that a stretch or what? Or were they just trying to find something wrong with Jesus and his disciples and the message of God? I think it was the latter. I think they had difficulty listening to the Spirit of God, the perfect understanding of teachings of God's love through Jesus. I want you to use the Sabbath day coming up on this weekend. Use it for something good. Even if you have to work a little bit at it, God understands when you're trying to work for him and honor him above everything. And that's what the Sabbath is, a time that is set aside to honor and lift up the love of God. I want you to walk in this Friday, enjoy this Friday, have wonderments in this Friday, and get ready for the Sabbath on Sunday. God bless you. I'll see you Monday.